this motherfucking bag. Stand out the way, I made. Sacrificing time for this shit, man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago, they ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool, I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace, I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend, we should try again. You been on my mind, you should hop in. I ain't gonna hurt you, baby girl, you know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that I...
And we is live in the building, man. What's good with everybody? It's your boy, Henny the Moore, reporting live from the liquor store, man. How's everybody doing? And hey, this was supposed to be Cowboys UnCut, but brother landlord could not make it. He's running up that bag right now. So shout out to the brother landlord from Alabama. Big Cuz, West Coast Cowboys shouldn't be in the building after a while. More than likely, probably he got the link whenever he want to jump on here. But, you know, we're going to rock out inside the liquor store, man. It's Friday. Y'all done had a long work week. Your job done stress you out. Your co-workers ain't worth a quarter. Boss probably doing way too much, power tripping. So, you know it's well overdue for a liquor store run, man. So, tap in with your boy. We're going to get drunk off the Dallas Cowboys content, man. We're going to have ourselves a good time tonight, man. So, we got a lot to cover, though. We're going to be discussing some OTA stuff in rumors. We're going to be talking about the Micah Parsons not showing up aspect. Is that, you know, is that really something to be concerned about, or is that a red flag? We're going to talk about the CeeDee Lamb contract situation, the Dak Prescott stuff. So we got a bunch to cover in the liquor store today, man. But before I get too far ahead of ourselves, man, y'all know the usual rules and regulations when y'all tap in with the independent content creators, man. First and foremost, when y'all slide over here, I need you to hit that like button. The more likes that we get on the video, the more that it helps with the algorithm. The more folks be able to find the folks be able to tap in with us and rock out with us in the liquor store, man. So if you want the liquor store to grow, continue to prosper, continue to do all these other things, man, all you got to do is hit that like button. And I know it was super low at first. I had to turn that back up. You know, see, every time I jump on here, it resets the volume to 8 for some reason. Yeah. It's a lag. What the fuck? How I sound now? Cause that's weird. It might be something with the connection. Cause on my end it looks like it's moving fine. So it might be the Wi-Fi. Is it still doing it? It says cutting up. What the hell? Good, better. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on with that. All right, so it might have been, I ain't no telling. Jerry Jones tried to take me out, man. I don't know. Jerry Jones tried to take me out the game or something. So they were trying to hate me out. So, yeah, man. So, y'all know to hit the like button when you tap in with the liquor store. And, you know, after you hit that like button, make sure you hit that share button. Because sharing is caring, and we believe in manifestation. And I ain't going to hold you, though, man. I'm a very superstitious person. Until I'm proven otherwise. So as you know, I am also a Dallas Mavericks fan. Right, I'm also a Dallas Mavericks fan. I have not watched a majority of the playoffs because, as so happens, most of the games that I watched, we lost, and most of the games I did not watch, we won. So, you know, I was on a winning streak. I didn't watch like the first 3 games of the Minnesota series, and they won all of them. Right, they went up 3-0. I didn't watch none of the first 3 games of the Minnesota series. And then messed around. I did not watch the last game, the 4th game, I should say, and they lost. So, you know, I said, you know what? Superstition no longer working. I'm going to go ahead and watch the game. And sure enough, I watched the game last night, and they blew them boys out the water. So, you know, I am superstitious until my superstition gets proven otherwise. I just thought I'd throw that out there. But I still believe in manifestation, the positive vibes, and everything else, man. So if you want the Dallas Cowboys to be like the Dallas Mavericks and make it to a finals or make it to a championship game, I need you to share the content 6 times so we can manifest that 6th championship for the Dallas Cowboys, man. They still need all the positive energy in the world in their direction right now, man. And that's really a segue though. That's really a nice little segue for getting into this though. So that's gonna be one of my first talking points, man. So as a Dallas Cowboys fan, you rock the star, you bleed blue, you ride or die for the Dallas Cowboys. Does it make you feel some type of way when every other sports team in your city, in your town, is having postseason success except for you? Does that make y'all feel some type of way? And listen, I don't live far from Dallas. I guess it hits a little closer to home for me because of that reason. Like I'm in driving distance from Dallas. I jump up here, hit the highway. I can be in Dallas in about an hour 59, 2 hours. So does it make you feel some type of way to know the Dallas Cowboys, one of the biggest sports franchises in the world? They really like the little brother in Dallas right now, when you think about it. And for a certain age group, that's the truth. I'm old enough to have seen the championships for the Dallas Cowboys, right? But if you're a certain age, you've seen the Dallas Mavericks go to three NBA Finals. You've seen the Rangers win a championship. You see the Stars go to a Finals. If you're a certain age, you've never seen the Dallas Cowboys get out of the second round of the postseason. If you're from the Dallas area, if you're a certain age, you've never seen them have the success as the other teams. So there really is probably a pocket of locals and folks in the vicinity that don't view Dallas as the big brother, even though they're the ones with the story, history. We got the banners hanging up. But a lot of people feel like, what have you done for me lately? So you as a sports person, I know a lot of y'all rock with different teams anyway. I know a lot of y'all might rock with the Lakers or rock with the Miami, your local team or whatever. But still, does it make you feel some type of way to know that? I want to hear from y'all in the chat box before we get too far ahead into this. My boy Danny said he was my edge number 5. Kneeling is in a bad edge class. I just don't see a lot of Ben, and I don't get excited over guys in shorts and helmets. Well, this is the thing. We're not going to really know anything about anybody until OTAs. Training camp. Until training camp, preseason, and probably the early season games, really. We're not going to really know too much about none of these guys. Because right now in OTAs, they're not playing at full speed. They're not going all out or anything like that. Like, even for like the wide receivers and corners, like what you gonna learn from the corners right now? The corners are not allowed to even play the ball in the air at this moment, from what reports are saying. Right, so you're really not gonna get too much of a read on any of these guys. If somebody looks amazing right now on OTAs, it's nothing to hang your hat on. If they looking bad right now on OTAs, it's nothing to get discouraged about. I know y'all don't remember this, but there was a point in the 2016 OTAs and offseason where they said that Jamil Showers looked better than Dak Prescott, right? And we all know what happened. Jamil Showers had to move to safety. He was out the league, and Dak Prescott went on to be our starter, all-pro quarterback, and everything else. So, don't put too much stock in OTAs. That's all I'm going to say, at least for, like, the first part of it. Oxnard, and when they're out there in full pass, going full speed, they out there talking crazy and shit to each other. You can put a little bit more stock on that. And you can put a little bit more stock on the preseason. And then you can put a little bit more stock on the first couple games played in the season. But never go off the deep end one way or the other for OTAs, man. He said he a bad DN if you're looking for a sack machine, but that's not what we're looking for. Well, I will say this. He was one of the highest graded run stoppers at the defensive end position in the NCAA the last couple of seasons, if I'm not mistaken. So, he does fit that DeMarcus Lawrence mode. If you're looking for an heir apparent to DeMarcus Lawrence, somebody that can step in, be a run stopper, get some cleanup sacks as a high effort, high motor player, then Nealon is the guy. if you're expecting another Micah Parsons, a Nick Bosa, a sack specialist right out the gate, he might be able to develop the tools in this game to get there. You know what I mean? Right? He might be able to develop the tools down the line to be a consistent 8, 9, 10 sack guy. But out the gate as a raw rookie and sharing snaps, right? And this is another thing that we need to talk about with these young guys. Outside of really like Tyler Guyton, who is the young guy that's going to get a shit ton of snaps like that? Because remember, we already got Pro Bowl defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence, so DeMarcus Lawrence will be getting snaps. You already have all-pro, all-world pass rusher Micah Parsons, so Micah Parsons will be getting snaps at the defensive end position. I know there's some talk about him rotating at linebacker, but still, he's going to probably take 80, 90% of his snaps from defensive end still. And then you also still have Sam Williams on the team, who consistently gotten you 4, 5 sacks these last couple years. Oh, I forget which one it was. I think it's like 4 or 5 each season. I forget. But either way, there's already 3 guys on the team that deserve snaps ahead of Nealon. So how many snaps are you expecting Nealon to get? And with those snaps, how much of an impact are you expecting him to have? Those are legitimate questions I want to know. Now, if you're going to sell me on the fact that he's going to beat out Sam Williams, Henry, you tripping. He's going to beat out Sam Williams. He's going to be on the field way more than you expect. That's a different conversation. But how much production are you expecting from your 4th defensive end? How much production are you really expecting from your 4th defensive end? Like, if the man give me three sacks and some great run stops throughout the course of a 17-game season, I'm fine with that. I am extremely fine with that. You know what I mean? And we have to sort of temper our expectations for young guys. You know, I see a bunch of people saying a six round wide receiver is going to come out here and take over the wide receiver 3 spot, right? There's some folks high on Flournoy like that. I see folks saying, you know, that Nealon is going to come in and take Sam Williams' spot. I've seen a bunch of folks high on the rookie draft class. You know, folks are, you know, that's their prerogative. They want to be that optimistic on young guys. I'm fine with it, you know, whatever. But I like to have some realistic talks about expectations from young guys coming to the season, especially if you're not no first round pick. Like Tyler Guyton is a guy I expect to play a lot, and I still expect him to have an up and down season just from the level of competition he'll be playing up against, right? You know, I think we talked about this in depth when I did the show with Boss Cowboy. Yeah, Sam Williams great. Yeah, listen, I think Sam Williams, it's year 3. It's year 3. Is it they nuts? Baby nut huggers in the word of my brother West Coast Cowboy, man. You know, there's a lot of people that always overhype, you know, the new guy. They love the new guy because they don't know what they're getting out of them. It's like on Christmas. Like Christmas, you're getting yourself a new toy, you're unwrapping it, you ain't played with it yet, so you're excited. You know, you're real excited about that new shiny toy on Christmas morning, man. But realistically, your first round pick tackle is probably going to struggle, probably going to give up some sacks, have some penalties. That's part of the game. Realistically, your second round pick defensive end is probably not going to do as much as you needs his. The Marcus Lawrence needs his. Sam Williams needs his. Right? So there's going to be a rotation, and he's going to be at the back end of that rotation. How much production and how much snaps he'll actually get is up in the air. When it comes to your third round pick, right? We got, hey, listen, y'all know I love Cooper Beebe. Like, Cooper Beebe is going to be, right? And I think he'll be great out the gate in the run game. But he will still also have some growing pains. So I just don't want nobody to act like these rookies are supposed to be all world week 1, right? They'll probably be better by week 17 going to the playoffs. But I don't want nobody to expect these guys to put together an all-pro caliber season from beginning to end, right? It's just not that realistic for the most part. Not to say they won't be good, but I want us to temper our expectations. when it comes to some of the rookies. But let's go ahead and actually get into the content, man, because I started with the Dallas Cowboy thing, but I don't really want to stay on that too long. So let's start right here. This is going to be short and sweet. This is actually something I made a short on not too long ago. So this is the part of the year that I call bad list season. Right, this is the part of the year that I usually call bad list season. Usually they'll have a list and they'll disrespect the Dallas Cowboys players. There'll be a list of the top defensive players in the league, and Micah Parsons won't be on there. There'll be a list of the top quarterbacks in the league, and Dak Prescott will be out the top 10, or he'll be 9th or 10th. They'll have rookies and less accomplished quarterbacks ahead of him, right? There'll be, matter of fact, there was a list with Trayvon Diggs. Like this is crazy. There was a list of the top 14 corners in the NFL, and Trayvon Diggs was not even on the damn list. He was not even on the list. So usually this is what I call bad list season. But this is actually from a list that I do agree with. Very biasly, I agree with this list. So Gridiron has named Trayvon Diggs and DaRon Bland as the best cornerback duo in the National Football League. They're top 2, and they ain't 2. And realistically, and this is without me even being biased though. Like I said with some bias, because I am a Dallas Cowboys fan, but realistically, you can make a great argument for this to be true. Because last time I checked, Trayvon Diggs is an all-pro corner. The last time I checked, DaRon Bland is an all-pro corner. Just with those qualifications alone. How many other tandem of corners can say that in the National Football League? Who else has 2 all-pro corners on the outside of the Dallas Cowboys? Who has 2 outside corners that are all-pro caliber besides the Dallas Cowboys? I don't think anybody else does. And then, when you talk about ball hawks turning the ball over, Trayvon Diggs and DaRon Bland are 1 and 2 respectively in interceptions in the league since 2021. A healthy Diggs, yes. If Trayvon Diggs is healthy, this is the best tandem of corners in the National Football League. I don't think you can look at any other team and come up with that. Matter of fact, I need to look and see what the rest of the list was, just to see how accurate it was. I'm highlighting them being at the top of the list because damn it, I got agendas to push. But I am very curious about who else was on here. So let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can go back and find it real quick. I said Gridiron. I think it's Bleacher Report actually made this list. They said we probably won't be able to re-sign DB. Hey, listen. When me and Landlord were talking about trading DaRon Bland, it's not because we don't want him. It's not because DaRon Bland is bad. It's not that we don't believe in him. It's not that we don't want to keep the tandem together. It's because the Dallas Cowboys are probably going to let him walk. The Dallas Cowboys are so cheap, man. Like, do you even think it's realistic for the Dallas Cowboys to have 2 corners making over $20 million a year? Do you think it's realistic for the Dallas Cowboys to have 2 corners that are top 5 in money? Do you think that's realistic for the Dallas Cowboys? Knowing the front office, knowing Jerry Jones, knowing Stephen Jones, knowing how they always try to haggle and get discounts for players. right? And DaRon Bland was a 5th round pick. He ain't made no kind of money. He ain't made no kind of money on that rookie deal outside of the incentives, for him playing so well. Right? So we're just being realistic. I don't want the Dallas Cowboys to break up the tandem, but if we're talking about Jerry Jones and Stevens and what they known for and what they have the tendency to do is not pay their players. So they don't get paid. But that's the thing, though. Trayvon Diggs is already paid, and DaRon Bland is up for a contract extension next year. So that's the issue. You're not gonna have to trade him this year, but you might have to trade him next year. Because there's a chance that you will let DaRon Bland is gonna walk on open market. Well, we also know that they love to franchise tag people too, though. So what might happen is instead of giving DaRon Bland a long-term deal, they might franchise tag him and keep him an extra year. And then let him walk and get absolutely nothing from it. But that is the danger, though. Because, yes, they don't get paid at the same time, but DaRon Bland contract comes up next year. This is already year 3 for DaRon Bland. So after this season, DaRon Bland is eligible for a contract. And if you don't give him a contract this offseason, he'll be playing on a 1-year deal. So either you'll give him an extension, or you'll franchise tag him, or he'll walk. But just knowing the track record of the Dallas Cowboys, we know what they're most likely to do. I hate to say it, but they don't have a good track record of doing the right thing financially for their players or their roster. Yeah, DaRon Bland hasn't seen $1 million a year yet. Diggs at 20. Bland may be out of here. Hell, CeeDee CeeDee Lamb finna get good money. Dak Prescott finna get good money. Micah Parsons finna get good money. They might have to give Zach Martin one more contract, depending on what they want to do with the right guard position, because his contract is finna expire. This is the last year that he's under contract. Right? So there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of guys coming up for contract extensions. Are you gonna give Osa a contract? Osa Odigizua, your starting 3 tech. He's coming up for a contract extension. Right? So who is gonna stay and who's gonna go? Who's gonna stay and who's gonna go in Dallas in these upcoming years? There's a very interesting talking point where we actually just get down to it. But in regards to this list, though, hold on. Let me make sure this is the right list. Yeah. Jaden. Silent. All right. So this is the second. This is the number 2 on the list. Martin Emerson Jr. and Denzel Ward from the Cleveland Browns. They said that those are the second best tandem in the league. They said Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed for the New York Jets with the 3rd. Then they said Reek Woolen and Devin Witherspoon was the 4th out of Seattle. And then we'll just do the top 5. Travarius Ward and DeMondre Lenore for the 49ers rounds out the top 5. They were number 5. So that's a pretty good list, though. That's a pretty good list, in my humble opinion. Yeah, Ferg is going to be eligible for a contract. But this is year 3 for Ferg. Numhead Neal, what's up with you, man? Let me see how many folks you just slapped up for checking in. He said, "What's up, Henny? Slapped up 41 Eagles fan for checking in, man. Hey, you been putting in work, my boy. Make sure that you sanitize your hands. I know that's a lot of slapping. Make sure you ice them, because you gotta run that back, tomorrow as well, man. But shout out to Numhead Neal for putting in work and slapping up all the Eagles fans for us, man. Salute to you, my boy. Tyler Smith. This is year 3 for Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith will be eligible for a contract. I mean, he got years on his deal, but he'll still be eligible for a contract. So You never really know what kind of money coming down there, man. So shit. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys that will be eligible. He said, could that not be true about the quarterbacks too? Neither has signed yet. The quarterback, well, you actually can't trade the quarterback. So it actually could not be true for the quarterback. Just because it's technically impossible. You actually cannot trade Dak. You could trade DeRon Bland, no problem. It's just the issue is you can't trade Dak at all at this point. I said, I bet Baby Nuts doesn't even realize the mess that damn Dry Cook is costing him with the way he structured contracts, got him so gun shy, and now he got to pay every damn body. It's crazy too, right? So yeah, but you know, I don't want to talk about uncertain futures because as of right now, the 31st of May 2024, you still have in your possession 2 all-pro corners. You still have in your possession the 2 best ball hawks in the National Football League. So even if you can't keep them together long term, we're going to cross our fingers and hope that they can figure something out with that. You got to take advantage of having them both on your team, both healthy, while you have them. So, man, really with everything on the line, all these different things, you really need to do something this year in the postseason. You need to do something this year. Because DeRon Bland, future is in doubt. You talk about Dak Prescott, we don't even know if Dak Prescott's going to be here next year. Like, we believe that to be the case. But, man, there's a bunch of shit that we're not really certain about next year, dog. There's a bunch of stuff we're not certain about. So yeah, but in terms of DeRon Bland and Trayvon Diggs being the best cornerback tandem in the league, do you agree with it? I know we got a little off kilter talking about possible scenarios of losing some players down the line due to the contracts. That was not really my intention of bringing up contracts right now. It just sort of spiraled into that when we start talking about having two young productive corners on the team together. But do y'all agree with that? Do you agree that Diggs and Bland are the best cornerback duo in the National Football League? Just put a yes or no in the chat box. I'm pretty sure I know y'all answers though. And if you happen to say no, who is the best cornerback tandem to y'all? I'm curious. So if you believe that they are, put yes. If you don't believe so, put no and put who you think actually is. Quick exercise right there. Miss Regina Green said yes. My boy Numbhand Neil said, what's wild is we're not sure if Dak will be here, but we all know for sure that Josh Ball. Why you do that, man? Oh, shit. My boy Chris said absolutely. My boy Big Benny Rich said yes. My boy Book Walters, the best for sure, HTM. Numbhead Neil said yes. William said yes. All right. Cheryl Thompson said yes. My boy Night Owl said yes. And then my boy DP said right now they just suck managing the roster. Could have the exact same roster with $50 million in cap space, but won't pick up the phone. DP, stop making me sad on a Friday, man. Stop making me sad on a Friday. Also, just so y'all know, you could have saved $10 million signing Dak Prescott early, you know, when he first came up for a contract, you know, on the current deal he's on. Not only would he have signed for $10 million less, when you could have already had him under a third contract for millions and millions of dollars less than what he's going to demand on the open market right now. Like I told y'all before, once you're late, the first time you're always late. because you never make that time up with these contracts. And my boy, Mr. Risberg, said yes as well. Okay, cool. Henny, my breakout player for the season is Jalen Tolbert, Cavante Turpin, number 2. Tolbert is Cedric Wilson 2.0, and Turpin will get more opportunities in the Texas Coast offense, 4.31 speed in the slot. I love it. I do agree with you on that, my boy Iceberg. Salute to you. Desmond Ironman said yes as well. Okay. So I think we're all on one accord with that, man. I think we all can say, and that's without the bias, man. You can't name another team with 2 All-Pros, and these guys are the best turnover creators in the National Football League. We got the 2 best cornerbacks in terms of turning the ball over. Of course they eat shit. They eat shit right at the horse's ass, man. So, of course, the answer to that question is yes. Yes. Yes, they do. But before we get to the next talking point, man, I do like to remind y'all that we are having a raffle in the liquor store. We are going to be giving away a Dallas Cowboy jersey for the winner. We're going to wrap it up on the 1st of July. So you got a month pretty much to get your raffle entries in. So whoever wins will get a Dallas Cowboy jersey, and they can choose who the jersey is. It can be, it can be a current player, it can be a Hall of Fame player, it can be a rookie. It does not matter. If you win, you get to decide what you get. So if you want an opportunity, hit the Cash App or hit the Super Chat, man. It's $5 a pop for the raffle entries. Appreciate y'all in advance for supporting the liquor store. Proceeds will go to improve the show and improve the equipment. So appreciate y'all for everything in advance, my guys. But now let's get back to the content. Hold on, what y'all said in the chat box while I was showing it? It said they eat shit hot off the booty. Yes, they do. They shouldn't have even tagged Dak knowing. I know. The original people, what's up with you, man? Shout out to you for tapping in. Shout out to everybody sliding in. If you're just now joining the show, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button. And make sure y'all slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, man. So let's move along, man. So one thing that I did see, man, and this has changed slightly. There are multiple wide receivers signing contracts and getting paid. We saw that Nico Collins with the Houston Texans signed a nice little deal to re-up and stay there for the next 3 seasons. We saw that Jaden Waddle for the Miami Dolphins just signed a very nice contract. If I'm not mistaken, it was $74 million guaranteed, right? And what I want to tell y'all and say about that, it does not affect CeeDee Lamb in the damnedest. I just want y'all to know that. Now listen, the floor has changed, right? Now CeeDee Lamb was never going to sign for under $30 million anyway. The moment Amari St. Brown got $30 million, it was over. A.J. Brown having $32 million a year, over with. Right? Now, these are guys he already has more accomplishments than. He already has better numbers and more accomplishments than that. Right? So thinking that the money affects, CeeDee Lamb for Waddle or Collins, they're not in the same tax bracket. Those are 2 guys who have never been All-Pros. Those are 2 guys that never hit the 1,700 receiving yard mark. Those are 2 guys that never had 12 touchdowns in a season. Those are, and CeeDee Lamb is setting NFL records, setting franchise records. He was always in a different tax bracket than those 2 guys. The only contracts that's going to change the ceiling of CeeDee Lamb's next extension is going to be Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Jamar Chase's contract is going to reset the market. Justin Jefferson's contract is going to reset the market. Right? Those are the two guys who are going to elevate the asking price of CeeDee Lamb. Those are the 2 guys that are going to. One of those 2 guys is going to knock A.J. Brown off the top. One of those guys going to get 33, 34, 35 million dollars APY. One of those guys is going to have the most guaranteed money. And that is the ilk that CeeDee Lamb is of. Right? I'm not talking down on those other guys. I'm not talking down on Nico Collins because I think he's a damn good wide receiver. I'm not talking down on Jaden Waddle because I think he's a damn good wide receiver. I think they're both great wide receivers. But they're not CeeDee Lamb. And they were never going to demand CeeDee Lamb caliber money. So I don't think it's even fair to say, you know, that it affects his contract. Now, you can say, hey, the way that their teams treated them, they went ahead. There was no fuss about giving Nico Collins his money. Houston Texans went ahead and they did him right. Same thing with Jalen Waddle. They did not try to pit Jalen Waddle against Tua Tagovailoa. Right, both of them boys were supposed to have contract extensions. They ain't say nothing crazy about them in the public. They ain't out here talking about pie and none of this other stuff. They just went and gave Waddle a respectable contract for his skill and production. That's all they did. Same thing for Nico Collins. They didn't talk about he's not this and not that. They just went out there and gave him what he was worth. That's it. So you could say, hey, from the standpoint of, hey, CeeDee Lamb might be looking at that like, damn, is that easy elsewhere? Is that easy elsewhere to just get a contract done? I don't have to go out here and go through a smear campaign. I ain't got to get pitted against my homeboys in the locker room because you're trying to pit his contract against my contract. You're trying to say it's my fault he ain't getting paid. You're trying to say it's his fault I ain't getting paid. Ain't no drama going on and the contract's getting played out. Like that might be the only thing that affects CeeDee Lamb, probably mentally. Like, damn, it's that easy to get what you're worth elsewhere outside of Dallas? But as for the actual money, they didn't have the accolades and they didn't have the production to get a CeeDee Lamb caliber contract, to get a Tyreek Hill caliber contract, to get an Amari St. Brown caliber contract, an AJ Brown caliber contract. They didn't have that. But they did reset the floor, right? And they did show CeeDee Lamb there are organizations that know how to pay their players without playing all these games with them. So I will say that. Looking on the outside, looking in, it was way different what they endured through what CeeDee Lamb is going through. All I'm saying. Yeah, only 11 states have no state tax. I think only 4 have NFL teams. Yep. Texas does not have state tax. So, you know, it was very easy for Nico Collins' contract to get played out. But at the same time, like, damn, Dallas is in Texas as well. They could have been done gave my boy CeeDee Lamb. They could have been done gave CeeDee Lamb his contract, man. Damn. Shit. God, dog. But I digress, man. I digress. So moving along to the next talking point, man. Let's move along to the next talking point. And we have, hold on, I don't want to talk about this just yet. We got some more OTA news and noise. I say news and noise because there's always some tinkering. There's always these fantastic ideas that never actually come to fruition in the actual football games. Right? There's never actually, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all remember when they said they're going to try Tony Pollard? Tony Pollard was lining up as slot receiver, and he was doing this and doing that. He was going to be utilized as a weapon. And we never actually saw it. So when I hear stuff like that, and you just pencil in a different player, like, I have my eyebrows raised. Not because I don't think it's a good idea. I think when somebody is this small, you want to give them an opportunity to get into open space with the ball in their hand and utilize their elusiveness and things like that. I think it's a great idea to give them slot reps, right? I think, like, listen, y'all talk about he's Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles did everything. Darren Sproles returned kicks. Darren Sproles ran the ball. Darren Sproles lined up in the slot, caught balls out the backfield. Darren Sproles did everything as a player because of his size. Right, you couldn't hand the ball off to Darren Sproles 30 times in a football game and expect results. But you could throw in the ball on a screen, on a wheel route, on a slant. You could, get some good blocking in front of him on a sweep or a toss, and he can break a big run. You could expect for him to take one back on a kickoff. So if you think that Devontae Turpin is Darren Sproles and you want to utilize him as such, you got to have him involved in every aspect of the game. You got to have him involved in every aspect of the game. My issue with this, though, is we already heard this same song and dance with Tony Pollard. They tried to sell us on Tony Pollard being more involved, playing wide receiver at times for the Dallas Cowboys, being more involved in the passing game, being utilized as a weapon. And we never, ever, ever saw it. So, that's why I'm looking at this with a raised ass eyebrow. Like, it sounds cool, but you probably ain't gonna do it. I doubt you do it. I really doubt you do it. We said TP had too many drops. I have to go back and look at his actual numbers. Hey, Common Sense, that is a good thought process. I wonder if Mike McCarthy would have used TP as a wide receiver or a receiving threat more last year if he wasn't coming off an injury. If TP was 100% healthy, I wonder if Mike McCarthy would have had him involved in the receiving game more often. I'm curious about that. He said Mike McCarthy don't deserve Turpin. I hope Turpin has a much bigger role in the offense. I hope he has a much bigger role in the offense because there are snaps now available. There are plays available. There are more targets available, right? And one thing the Dallas Cowboys really lack on this team is speed. Outside of Brandon Cooks, we don't really have another speed guy outside of Turpin. So, man, I want Turp to get his opportunities. And the man is not no spring chicken. He's already 27 years old. Because remember, he had the stuff that happened in college that derailed him from getting to the NFL quickly. So, he went around. He was playing different leagues and everything else. So, it's not like he had... It's not like he came straight to the league. He's already almost 30 years old, if you think about it. So you don't have time to play and dilly-daddle. Let this man play to his skill set. Let him flourish while he still has the time. Right? While he's still young, let the man flourish. Also, shout out to my brother S.A. Richburg for the Cash App, man. Thank you for the love and support. And that got you raffle entries, man. So if y'all want to be like my brother, Mr. Richburg, right? You want to be like my brother, Mr. Richburg, and improve your odds of winning a Dallas Cowboy jersey. All you got to do is hit the Cash App, which is $Henny the More at the bottom left hand of the screen. Or you can hit the Super Chats or the Super Sticker to get raffle entries, man. Giving away a Dallas Cowboy jersey. But yeah, man, I like Turpin. I like Turpin. He said, Revelation journalist said the Jones do not like hand-me-downs. Dak, Micah, and CeeDee were all hand-me-downs. Ergo, they all failed to the front office. They wanted somewhere else. And that's the crazy thing. Most of the time when the front office wants somebody else, the person they wanted doesn't pan out. Do y'all remember they wanted Connor Cook over Dak Prescott in the fourth, and he ended up going to the Raiders, and he got out the league like after his first season or something like that. And then before that, they wanted to trade up to get Paxton Lynch, and that didn't work out either. And then you remember CeeDee Lamb failed to them. Like, CeeDee Lamb failed to them. The year that's, like CeeDee Lamb failed to them. I forget what the talk was when CeeDee Lamb was there, so I'm not going to use that one. But I remember that they wanted J.C. Horn. I remember that J.C. Horn was one of the guys they were eyeing. And I like J.C. Horn, and I think he's a very talented player. Right, the year that Micah Parsons got drafted, we ended up drafting Micah Parsons. J.C. Horn was one of the guys they were looking at. J.C. Horn has not been healthy at all. Right? I don't know if that would have been the case if he came to Dallas, but Micah Parsons has been the better player. So most of the times when the Dallas Cowboys are thinking, most of the time when the Dallas Cowboys are thinking about getting somebody, the guy they actually end up getting is better than the guy they wanted. Like, real talk. Most of the time when this is the guy we wanted. Shout out to the Mavs, man. I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan and a Dallas Mavericks fan all my life, really. Like, all my life, really. I've been a Dallas Mavericks fan since like 2000. And I'm a second generation Dallas Cowboys fan. So, I done put decades in with both teams, man. Landlord said, Hen Dog and the liquor store never go fully Henny, man. Also, shout out to Daniel Gafford, man, the hometown hero. He is from my little town of El Dorado, Arkansas, man. So I actually graduated with his brother. So shout out to Daniel Gafford, making the 870 look good, making Arkansas look good, and putting on in the finals, man. So salute to him, man. He said Patrick Queen got paid last year. He had to leave, though. Facts, though, man. But yeah, shout out to my Mavericks, though, man. Hey, Landlord out there been running it up, man. So, hey. Yeah, man. Dan a monster, man. So let's see. Hold on. I think I missed a comment. Let me see what Cuz said. They didn't want Micah. They were trying to trade up for the corners, but Dolphins said no. I remember that too. Remember, they wanted corners. They wanted corners. That's why I brought up J.C. Horn. Like, J.C. Horn is a great corner. He just ain't been healthy. And I love J.C. Horn. I was standing on the table for J.C. Horn. I ain't finna act like I didn't like J.C. Horn. Like, J.C. Horn was one of the corners I really wanted. He was one of the corners that I really, really wanted. All the talent in the world, he just ain't been able to stay healthy. And Trey Fargo, this is what I'm saying about the Deuce Vaughn and slot stuff. They told you that with Tony Pollard. They told you that with Tony Pollard. So I don't really know if I believe them no more. You just can't keep pissing on me and saying it's rain. I already seen you try to R. Kelly me. So after I put you in the hospital for playing with me the first time, I don't even trust you no more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like they're saying it. They gave some reps or whatever. Is it gonna come to fruition in the actual football game? I doubt it. Cause I don't even know what kind of role Deuce Vaughn is gonna have on this team. Is Deuce Vaughn a lock to even be on the active roster come game day? Is he gonna be a lock to even be on the active roster? And if he is playing slot, does he deserve? Also remember this about the slot. CeeDee Lamb plays a majority of his reps in the slot himself. So about 60% of your slot snaps are going to CeeDee Lamb anyway. Like, CeeDee Lamb plays about 60% of his snaps in the slot. Like, for his career, it's like 70. But like last year, it was about 60. Right? So majority of the slot snaps are already spoken for. Those other slot snaps, who is more suited to get them? Turpin or him? And my money's on Turpin, honestly. So at this point, why even worry about putting Deuce Vaughn at slot? Because CeeDee Lamb was a better slot receiver than him. And I think that Kevontae Turpin playing slot pays more dividends for you because he has the home run speed. One person misses, it's a touchdown. Right? So I'm not really too concerned about him playing slot, if we're being honest. If we're being honest, I'm not too concerned about it. I would rather CeeDee Lamb take the majority of the slot snaps like he has been, and then the other slot snaps you can divvy them up to, Turpin, Tolbert, whoever else is better suited for it. Actual receivers. Actual receivers, man. But hey, who am I though? Who am I? It's just my opinion. But what are y'all thoughts, man? What are y'all thoughts? On a scale of 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10. How badly do you want to see little Deuce Vaughn play slot? I mean, hey, Taz, we can't sit here and say Turpin is too little and talk about Deuce Vaughn. Turpin is 5'9". He's light in the ass, right? He's light in the ass, but Deuce Vaughn is 5'5". I can't really say he's too small when we're talking about the alternative being a little 5'5" guy. It's not even like Deuce Vaughn is really solid. So yeah, Deuce Vaughn is 5'6". Let me see. Deuce Vaughn is 5'5", 176 pounds. Kevontae Turpin, and these are they listed weights and heights. I don't actually know how much they walking around at right now. And Turpin is 5'9", 152. So neither one of them, needs to be too far away from a buffet. Neither one of them need to be too far away from a buffet table, if we're being honest, but I want Deuce to make me a fool. I want Deuce Vaughn to go crazy too, because I need him. I need Deuce Vaughn to go crazy, man. We don't really have a lot of options. You said you're thinking that Cooks is too small to play outside in this system, in my opinion. I think that Father Time is undefeated. And even though he's still fast, he's not the same kind of game-breaking speed he doesn't have the same kind of game-breaking speed that he had when he came into the league. He's still fast, but he used to be one of the premier deep threats in the National Football League. I don't think he's that anymore, but I still think he's a very good offensive weapon in this system. And I don't know what your alternative is. Like you mentioned some guys that got to develop. Like those guys got to develop in order to unseat Brandon Cooks from the wide receiver 2 position. And if they don't develop this year, this is the last year that Brandon Cooks is under contract anyway. He'll be gone next year anyway. So at that point, you either A, invest a first round pick to get a running mate for CeeDee Lamb in the building, pair them together for the next 5 years, right? Or B, you go with Tolbert, or you go with Turpin, or you go with Jalen Brooks or one of these other guys and hope that they develop. See, the problem is why is that so damn funny? That shit should not be that funny. My boy said deep 2025 running back draft. Listen, the Dallas Cowboys don't take a running back next year in at least the second round, I'll be sad. Because I'm not really happy with the running backs that we have outside of Ezekiel Elliott right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the only guy that I feel is gonna do their role and I won't have any questions about them being efficient in the role that they're in, is Zeke. Because I think Zeke, we already seen Zeke as a short yardage back. We already seen him as a goal line back. He flourishes in that. He'll get you 12 touchdowns. 10, 11, 12, 13 rushing touchdowns. He'll get you, he ain't going to have 300 carries. He might not even have 200 carries. So he'll probably have about 650 on the ground. Double-digit rushing touchdowns. Right? That's going to be his role. I can see him fulfilling that role. The issue is I don't see anybody else fulfilling their role. Rico Dow has talent. I keep saying it. I like him. But the man cannot stay on the damn field. Or when he's on the field, he's hobbled. Right? So his health is in question. When you talk about Deuce Vaughn, I don't even know what his role is on this team just yet. Right? We talk about Royce Freeman. We look at him as a camp body. Most of us don't even have Royce Freeman making the team. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, dog. I don't really know what they're going to do or how they're going to do it, but they need to figure it out. Definitely need to figure it out. But let's continue, though, man. And, hey, we got 64 people in the building. Let me see how many likes is on YouTube. Let's take a quick little like break, man. Make sure everybody is in here rocking with us correctly. Let's see. All right, so let's see. Why y'all playing on my top tonight? This man said we got Snoop Connor. Yeah, man, we got 67 people in the liquor store getting drunk off the content with us, man, and only 51 likes. So everybody has not hit the like button yet. Make sure you hit that like button. Everybody who has not hit that share button yet, make sure y'all hit that share button. And everybody has not slapped the dog shit out of an Eagles fan just yet. Make sure y'all do that for your boy, man. He said, don't be sad, HTM. Be expecting... Sir, it's the Jones integrity that we trust. Man, oh, Lord. I know. And you know what? That's sort of the reason why I'm finna show y'all something. The Mavericks made the conference championship this year. They're going to the NBA finals, actually. The Stars have made the finals. The Rangers won a title. The Dallas Cowboys, 28 years. But let me ask you a question, right? Because people keep bringing this up about the Mavericks. When was the last time the Dallas Cowboys made a move of the same level as the Dallas Mavericks bringing in a Kyrie Irving? When was the last time the Dallas Cowboys brought in a player on the same level as that? Dallas Cowboys, we already have a Luka Doncic on the team. We ain't brought in no Kyrie. We had holes at defensive tackle. We ain't getting no defensive tackle. We had holes at linebacker. We ain't bringing no linebacker. So when was the last time the Dallas Cowboys brought in a player like a Kyrie Irving? Matter of fact, I was just talking about the hometown hero. Yeah, you got to go back to the 90s, bro. Thank you, Marcus. You got to go back to the 90s. I wouldn't even say the Amari trade, because you know why? You didn't have Luka Doncic on your team. You had to bring in Amari Cooper because you ain't have nobody. You went into the season with Deontay Thompson, who was instantly out the league after he got cut by the Dallas Cowboys, Allen Hurns, and a rookie Michael Gallup, and thought that shit was gonna work. So yeah, you maybe be able to say Amari. But the team wasn't good when they traded for Amari on the offensive end. You didn't even know what you had in Dak Prescott yet because your wide receiving core was so bad. And then, I was talking about Daniel Gafford. Daniel Gafford was not a Dallas Maverick to start the season. Dallas, my boy was playing in Washington. They traded for him mid-season from the Washington Wizards and brought him in. P.J. Washington was not a Dallas Maverick to start the season. He was playing in Charlotte. He was playing for the Hornets. And they brought him in. When was the last time the Dallas Cowboys mid-season said we weren't good enough? Probably a Amari Cooper trade. Probably 6 years ago. 6 years ago. And at that time, we already discussed how bad the other wide receivers were. So we can't even compare the Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Mavericks. Because the Dallas Mavericks, they shot about 45 times. They've been aggressive. Like, they've been aggressive making moves. They were aggressive when Dirk was still there, and they made a bunch of moves to bring in Rajon Rondo. They were aggressive and tried to pair Luka Doncic with Kristaps Porzingis, right? They kept trying to find superstars to bring in and compete for them. Say, Henny, who is the equivalent of Luka on the Cowboys, Henny Lope? Are you talking about like a superstar? You can say like CeeDee Lamb. You can say, if you talk about like putting up stats, being productive, being an all-world player, you can say CeeDee Lamb. Right? Cause I know some folks will lose their mind if I said Prescott. So let's not even go to 4. But we got a real 88. We got a real 88. Why CeeDee Lamb ain't got no real running mate? Why the Dallas Cowboys got one of the weaker wide receiving rooms in the entire NFC? Let's ask that question. Why do the Dallas Cowboys have one of the weaker wide receiving rooms in the NFC? Because you can't say that we got a better wide receiving core than the sorry ass Gafford from your neck of the woods. Yeah, man, I went to school with his brother. I graduated with his brother. I graduated with his brother. So that's what I'm saying though, man. Like who is it? Like what are these moves? What are these moves that the Dallas Cowboys made to compete? Because I've been a Dallas Mavericks fan for years. I seen them rotate players in and out. Right? I seen them try to put competitive teams together and have that pressure of trying to win. I know an Alabama nigga ain't talking crazy. See, this is why you can't let folks be honorary Mavericks fans, man. You already done overstayed your welcome, landlord. I gotta snatch that honorary Mavericks fan pass from your ass like T.I. did Nunu on ATL, man. Just snatch that bitch back. And that's the thing. If you feel that way, we got plenty of Batmans, no Robins. Go get one. That's what the Mavericks did. Mavericks brought in Kyrie Irving. Mavericks brought in my boy Gafford. They brought in P.J. Washington. They did everything humanly possible to build this team up. They did everything humanly possible to build this team up to get to this point. So that's what I'm saying though, man. So I'm upset that all these other teams in the Dallas area, well, not really. I'm a Mavericks fan, so I'm not upset about that. But I'm upset that we're not joining in on the fun. I'm upset that the Dallas Cowboys are looking out the window while everybody else is running around frolicking, having a good time. But I also know these other teams have made more moves to be in the position that they're at. They've taken more risks. You can't be conservative and expect a big payout. Like even when you're doing like your 401k and your stocks and everything, right? You have some surefire conservative, investments. You also have some risky ones mixed in there. You got to have a portfolio mix, right? And that's the same way with roster building. You should go and get some surefire guys, and also you should swing for the fences on some of these moves, some of these trades. You should make a risky trade if you think it can put you over the top. You should take a chance on a player that might have some character issues and shit like that if you think they can help your team. Sometimes you can't just play it safe. And the Dallas Cowboys, they've been very conservative. They don't spend a lot of money. They just draft folk. They just try to build through the draft. That's not really what happens. Like, championship teams aren't really built like that. In any sport, if we're being honest. Like, you use the guys you draft as a foundation, but you also still got to go back and add guys to put them over the top. Right? So, Camo, let's say you ain't sure about wide receiver 2. Dak Prescott is good friends with Derrick Henry. They had the same agent. They do events in Dallas all the time together. Derrick Henry lives in Dallas. He wanted to come and play in Dallas. Right? He said so himself. He wanted to come and play in Dallas. And the Dallas Cowboys never contacted him. Does that sound like a team? And listen, we all know we had needs at running back. Does that sound like a team that is trying to win a damn championship? Does that sound like a team that is trying to really compete? I'm just saying. Future Hall of Fame running back wants to be on your team. You made no effort to contact him. Future Hall of Fame linebacker Bobby Wagner told you out of his own mouth in an interview, Dan Quinn tried to get him to Dallas, but the front office said no. He wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy as well. He's been an All-Pro the last 2 years. Wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy, and they said no. That's 2 future Hall of Famers that wanted to join your team in the last couple seasons, and they did not jump on the opportunity to add them. And you keep wondering why your team is not successful. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Eastside Hero, what them Rockets doing? I want to know that. What them sorry ass Rockets doing, my boy? Troy said the Dallas Cowboys are 200 times better at running back than last year. We'll see. I don't think 200 times better. You might be slightly better, but really, are you though? I mean, you're talking about going running back by committee, and currently you have one running back in a room of 3 or 4 that you can depend on. So you're pretty much in the same place you were last year, honestly. Cause I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a, and it's sort of like the same thing with Tyron Smith. Why are you depending on an injured guy? Cause last time I checked, Rico Dow ain't even got 100 carries in his career yet. He ain't got 100 yards. He ain't got 100 carries in his career yet because of his injuries. Your running back room consists of 2 undrafted free agents, a fullback. An undrafted free agent fullback, 2 undrafted free agents, a journeyman running back in Royce Freeman. Damn, dog. Like, what the hell are we laying our hat on this running back room outside of Zeke? And Zeke is supposed to come in here in a reduced role. Whew. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Yeah. Well, hopefully they trade for somebody. I don't know. Don't. I'm not even counting little legs no more. Okay. I'm gonna ask y'all because I love y'all, man. I rock with y'all. We just here having conversation. Why do you feel our running back room is better this year? Why do you feel the running back room is better this year? Trey said it's not. Okay, so I got a one. It's not for Trey. So I know my boy Night Owl said he felt it was better, and I know my boy Troy Dudley said he felt it was better. So I just want to hear from y'all. If y'all think it's better, elaborate on to your boy why you feel it's better. All right, my boy McFarland said because TP ain't really do shit last year. I agree. Third down and goal line will be better. Trey Fargo said with 2 rookie offensive linemen and losing a 1,000-yard rusher, how is that better? Desmond said he doesn't feel like it's better. So how about this? We can break it down into components, right? We can break the running game down into components. Offensive line. First half of the season is probably not going to be better than your offensive line from last year. Right, first half of the season, because you got 2 rookies. Now, halfway through the season, they'll probably be better in run blocking because you're more athletic. DB is more athletic than Biotis, and then we know that Guyton at his young age is going to be more athletic than Tyron Smith, in his advanced age with his injuries. So as the season goes on, your offensive line will play better. There'll be a better run blocking unit as the season progresses. So about halfway through the season, I think you'll have a better run blocking offensive line. Right, about halfway through the season. I'm gonna give them time to gel, to get some gains under their belt. Build up their confidence and everything else. Right. So halfway through the season, you should be a better run blocking offensive line. First couple games gonna be a little rough, man. But halfway through, I expect it to get better. Goal line and short yardage. You got Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott is always going to be a better short yardage back than most people give him credit for. So I think those aspects will be better, right? But when you talk about explosiveness, you talk about yards in between the 20s, that might take a step back. It probably going to take a step back because you don't really have any explosive running backs left. What's up with you, Paul? They were tapping in and showing love, my boy. So I can make an argument there will be some aspects of the running game that will get better. There will be some aspects of the running game that will take a step back. There's going to be an aspect of the running game, the offensive line, that's going to fluctuate throughout the year just because of the moving pieces on it. But I'm really curious to see how the run game plays out. Because if we are able to run the football, I think we'll be fine. I really want him to do a little more with Hunter Luque on the field. Yeah, that's the problem though, my boy. Rico Dowd can't stay healthy. He was on the injury list for like 8 consecutive weeks last year. Like that's why Rico Dowd doesn't play because he's not good. Rico Dowd doesn't play because he's hurt. He be hurt. He wasn't I can't even say he wasn't as hurt. He wasn't hurt enough last year to miss a lot of games, but he was on the injury report damn near the entire season. Seemed like. said 10 to 12 carries. But Iceberg, that's the issue. Let me show you this about my boy Rico. Rico Dow be so injured he don't get 10 carries in the game, bro. I think he might have only had 10 carries in the game once. Oops. I think he only had 10 carries in the game like once all of last year. Let me pull up the stats so I can double check that for you real quick. Cause my boy does not be healthy. Man, let me get this pulled up, bro. I need to go to ESPN because they'll show the game by game. Here you go. All right, see y'all. He said 8. My boy went down. Let me go. Let me see what my boy looking like, man. Oh, thank you, bro. I need to talk about that. After we look this up, I'm gonna check it out. You said I say Zeke, Royce, Rico. Let's see if Royce makes the team. I'm curious about that, but I'm glad you said that, man. Cause I damn near forgot about the Amari Cooper stuff. But after I show this, I'll talk about the Amari Cooper stuff. Thank you for reminding me, bro. But he pretty much came out and supported Dak Prescott. Said the rumors about him saying, you remember they tried to say he called Dak Prescott the Black Kirk Cousins, and he was asked about it, said that was some bullshit. He never said that. That his boy, all kinds of. I'm gonna show you the stuff. So let me see how many times this man had 8 carries. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in 16 games, he had 8 carries 4 times. He had 8 carries 4 times all last year. One of the reasons why is because of injury. Hold on. Let me make it bigger so you can see it a little better. No, but for real though, I am curious to see if Royce makes the team. I thought the man was going to be a camp body. So I really am curious to see if he actually makes the team or not. But yeah, he ain't got a lot of attempts on his body. And remember, this was him being running back too, not getting double-digit carries. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. I'm finna get this Amari Cooper stuff pulled up. All right, here it goes. It was Clarence Hill that wrote the article. I'm finna go ahead and share that next. We'll just look through it together real quick. My boy said Dak and CeeDee 6K season incoming. Hey, at this rate, man. You said Zeke had the same. That's very interesting, actually. Let me share this real quick, and we'll talk about the Amari Cooper stuff before we shut down the doors to the liquor store. Let me get this pulled up so y'all can see it. I know it's going to be hard as hell to read, but I'll go through it and read the little article for y'all, man. The Browns wide receiver reality check, and this is by Clarence Hill, of course. The Browns wide receiver Amari Cooper really compared Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott to Kirk Cousins. Some of the best things about the NBA playoffs games outside of the action on the court are the sightings in the arena and the list of who's who among celebrities flunking down big money for courtside seats. And so it was no different at Game 3 of the NBA Western Conference playoffs between the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves at the American Airlines Center on Sunday. Certainly, the biggest stars were Mavericks guard Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, who each scored 33 points to lead the Dallas to a 116-107 victory and commanding 3-0 leading in the best-of-7 series. But it was hard not to miss the NBA's superstar Dirk Nowitzki, Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl champions Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, Shaquille O'Neal, Queen Latifah, 2023 NFL Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett, Cowboys Hall of Famer DeMarcus Ware, and Baltimore Ravens running back Derrick Henry. I told you Derrick Henry actually lives in Dallas too. Seemingly inconspicuous among the list of courtside spectators was former Cowboys receiver Amari Cooper, now a member of the Cleveland Browns. It's been 2 years since the Cowboys curiously traded Cooper to the Browns for a surprisingly low 5th-round pick. The Cowboys were supposedly unhappy about Cooper's refusal to get the COVID-19 vaccine, and the idea of paying someone $20 million who wouldn't do whatever it took to help the team win was a bridge too far. Whatever. It was also clear that CeeDee Lamb was ready to take over the team's #1 receiver, but there was also a perception that something was amiss with Cooper's relationship with quarterback Dak Prescott, which was fueled by a fake social media post that the two got into a heated argument following the Cowboys' 23-16 wildcard loss to the San Francisco 49ers following the 2021 season. Cooper was said to have called Prescott the Black Kirk Cousins, which reportedly sent the Cowboys quarterback into a frenzy. The fake report took a life of its own on social media, giving credence to the anti-Prescott faction that he couldn't win big games, similar to the criticisms of Cousins, the former Minnesota Vikings, now Atlanta Falcons quarterback, who famously fails to play his best in primetime games despite being paid among the top players at his position. The main problem is none of it was true. It was a fake post. And Cooper maintains his off-season home in Dallas could only laugh when asked about it for the first time on Sunday. Cooper said he cracked up when he first heard about it and saw it. He said there was no need to talk to Prescott about it because he felt the Cowboys quarterback knew it wasn't true. Nothing about the post matched Cooper's laid-back personality. And more important, Cooper said he loved playing with Prescott, as coming to Dallas helped revive his career after a downturn with the Las Vegas Raiders. After 2 1,000-yard seasons to open his career, Cooper caught just 48 passes for 680 yards in 2017. After opening 2018 with just 22 catches for 280 through the first 6 games of 2018, he was traded to the Dallas Cowboys for a first-round pick. And the rest was history, because we started going crazy on them boys after we got Cooper. Cooper caught 53 passes for 725 yards and 6 touchdowns over the final 9 games with the Dallas Cowboys. He followed with back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons including a career-high 92 catches for 1,114 yards in 2020. But after a disappointing 2021 season in which he caught 68 passes for 865 yards and missed 2 games due to COVID-19, the Cowboys moved on from Cooper and his contract. He has continued to thrive with the Browns with a pair of 1,000-yard seasons capped by a career-high 1,250 yards on 72 catches from 5 different starting quarterbacks in 2023. He is the first receiver Browns. Okay, he got a typo right here. Clarence Hill, you got a typo, man. Fix this shit. While Lamb has blossomed into an all-pro receiver, leading the NFL in catches and setting a franchise record for catches and yards in 2023, the Cowboys have never replaced Cooper's production in the offense. Michael Gallup was initially targeted to be Lamb's sidekick when he signed to a 5-year, $57.5 million deal shortly after Cooper was traded in March of 2022, but he never returned to form after a torn ACL in the 2021 season and was released 2 years into the deal. Brandon Cooks is the Cowboys' number 2 receiver, caught 64 passes for 657 in 2023. Cooper holds no hard feelings about how things ended with the Cowboys. He still keeps in touch with some of his former Cowboys teammates and is adjusting well to life in Cleveland. He was at the Mavericks game sitting next to Garrett, who is from Arlington, and looking forward to opening the 2024 season against the Cowboys in Cleveland. He plans to keep his home in Dallas until he retires and then possibly move back home to Florida when he retires. So that's all I wanted to read. What's up with y'all, man? So basically what I'm trying to say, nice article by Mr. Hill, despite the typo. Amari Cooper ain't say that shit. Amari Cooper never had an issue with Dak Prescott, and he actually credits Dak Prescott for turning his career around after things were going bad with the damn Raiders. Like, he was having a bad season and a half with the Raiders, and he came to Dallas, and his entire career took an uptick again. So he never had a problem with Dak Prescott. They're still friends. He's still friends with Trayvon Diggs and a bunch of other guys on the team. So all these narratives that people were pushing with the fake posts about him being the Black Kirk, it's a smear campaign. You know, when the hating doesn't work, they start telling lies. Right? When folks just lie on you for no reason, the hatings and that bullshit they be doing is not affecting you. It's not getting the results they want no more. So they gotta just pull something out their ass to try and stall you out, man. And that's exactly what went on with Dak Prescott. They made up a lie about that man. Who got shot? Who got shot? Oh, then you shot east side. Okay. Y'all done shot east side here. Ooh. Yeah, put one in the man's head. I'll be down. Put one in that boy's head. R.I.P. the East Side hero, man. You know he was a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, man. He was a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. But yeah, man, that's really it. I just find it so crazy, man. They want everybody to hate Dak Prescott, but the people that actually play with Dak Prescott love him. Amari Cooper said the man saved his career. Cole Beasley had nothing but great things to say about Dak Prescott. Randall Cobb said that Dak Prescott was an elite quarterback and he appreciated his time with him. Hell, like who are these? Like nobody has anything bad to ever say about Dak Prescott. Like his receivers never have anything bad to say about the man. He never had a issue like Josh Allen did with Stephon Diggs. And Stephon Diggs forced his way out of Buffalo because they couldn't get along no more. Right? He never had no shit like that happen. Never had nothing like that happen. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get the hate. His receivers got love for him. Yeah, Cole Beasley said that Dak Prescott. Cole Beasley said he had his best year with Dak Prescott. He said if you check the numbers, the year he had with Dak Prescott in 2000, it was either 2016 or 2018. He said he thinks that year was better than the All-Pro season he had with Josh Allen. That's what he said on Twitter. He got into it with a bunch of Bills fans. They didn't like that shit. So yeah, Beasley had glowing things to say about Dak. Randall Cobb had glowing things to say about Dak. Amari Cooper had glowing things to say about Dak. So I don't know. Like the hate is fake. Like these guys like Dak Prescott. Like the people that actually played with Dak Prescott had to catch the ball from him. Like Dak Prescott. Crazy, right? Yeah, it hurts though, man. It hurts to lose Amari Cooper, especially knowing we lost Amari Cooper for nothing. Knowing that we lost Amari Cooper for nothing hurts way more than y'all can ever know. But y'all, we've been on here for an hour and a half. Actually, a little bit over an hour and a half. I'd like to thank y'all for everything. I thank y'all for the time y'all put in sitting here, listening to me ramble on about the damn Dallas Cowboys. We'll be live again eventually, man. It might be sometime tomorrow. It might be sometime tomorrow. We'll put something together, man. But just on the way out of the liquor store, make sure y'all hit that like button if you ain't hit it yet. Make sure you share the content a couple of times. Help us manifest that 6th championship for the Dallas Cowboys. Make sure on the way out you hit that Cash App or that Super Chat to get you another opportunity to win a Dallas Cowboy jersey. We'll give away a jersey on the 1st of July. So if you want to enter, you got about a month left to get your entries in, man. $5 a pop. Yeah, Dak Prescott gets his receivers and his tight ends paid. Like Dalton Schultz got paid. Franchise tag. Then signed a nice contract with the Houston Texans. Jake Ferguson is going to get paid. Amari Cooper got paid. CeeDee Lamb is on the verge of getting paid. Breaking all kinds of records with Dak Prescott as his quarterback. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that to my attention. Like they do get paid. But yeah, man. Thank y'all again. Hit that like on the way out. Hit that share on the way out. Slap the dog shit out that Eagles fan. Hit that Cash App or that Super Chat. And I will holler at y'all good people later. Peace. God bless. And I'll see y'all around, man. Probably tomorrow.
Thinking about changing locations and shit. Man, into this motherfucking bag. Stand on the way I made. Sacrificing time for this shit. Man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago. They ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool. I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace. I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend. We should try again. You been on my mind. You should hop in. I ain't gon' hurt you, baby girl. You know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that.